Dancing with the Stars, the second episode, the first elimination. We can't wait to talk about it. Here we go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun,
Da, 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 da.
Amazing! Oh my gosh, you guys. This episode was so fun.
It was great.
It was ballroom night. So
Yes.
we got to see so much yummy goodness on
Yes.
the dance floor.
And a lot of elegance.
A lot of elegance. Okay, you guys, so this week is a little bit different than last week. Morgan Willette will be back next week. She's in Texas for the week, but she will be back. And we have Jeff in the control room, so he'll be able to chime in too.
What up, guys?
What up? He lost his voice,
He's the
but
voice
he
of
is
God
there.
this week.
I am Tiege Dooley-Panko. You guys might recognize me from So You Think You Can Dance panel, and I'm so excited to be here for season 25 of Dancing with the Stars. You guys can find me everywhere at TeagueDP, and then meet the other lovely co-hosts.
Hi, I am Carla Renatta. I am on IG and Twitter at The Curvy Critic, and you saw me on some videos on the AfterBuzz channel for the So You Think You Can Dance red carpet. And the one next to my left is...
Hey guys, I'm Turnure and I am back. I was here last season. I'm so excited to be back with all of you lovelies and talking everything dancing. You can find me on all social media outlets at Turnure. So let's dive right in, guys.
Let's dive right in. We're so excited. Also, you guys, thank you so much. We're already having some participation in the group chat. You guys are thebomb.com, so keep
Yes.
commenting.
Yes.
Let us know what you guys think, and we will get you in the conversation. So, should we just start from the top?
Let's do
Yep.
it.
All
Let's do
right,
it.
so we have Debbie Gibson and Alan
Yes.
doing the quick step.
Yes.
What'd you guys think?
Well, I do agree with the judges when they said that they lacked a little bit of control
Okay.
in that dance, because the quick step is quick, but you got to be really kind of sharp with your steps. You can't just be like all quick and all energy and not have it under control. So I agree
Right.
with the judges on that one. How about you, Tara?
You know, I agree with you for sure, but I just love her energy. Like, you can definitely tell that she's a seasoned performer because she makes it look so easy, and she comes out with, I thought, even better confidence than last week. And I think Alan is doing a great job because this is his first season as a pro, and so that's a lot of pressure for him. And it seems like they have a great connection, and it's fun to watch them on the dance floor. I liked it.
Yes, and he's such a cutie.
Yeah.
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that something that was a theme we saw with the quick steps tonight, we also saw it with Lindsey Sterling, was the lines I wasn't totally seeing a line hit, because I think that they were overwhelmed with the speed occasionally. I think that I saw that a little bit in Debbie's performance, but overall I thought she did great. I think her spirit's really awesome. And
Yeah,
so
I mean,
love
and
watching
she's
her
been on
perform.
Broadway, so,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
She knows what
she's
she's
been
doing.
in Les Mis, she's been in
Yeah.
Grease, she's been in a plethora of Broadway shows, so she
Right.
knows what it's like to have a work ethic to learn choreography and execute it in a short span of time. So
And she's been performing live for people for decades,
Yeah.
too.
Right.
We learned last week, too. But,
yeah,
So 20 out of 30. I think that was pretty good.
yeah, it's 3 more
them.
points than what they got last week, so that's
Right.
definitely on the right track to doing better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we got the second performance, Nikki, Bella, and Artem doing the waltz.
Mm-hmm.
And Carla had some faces when this was happening. So, girl, you want to get into that?
Well, I like the fact that she dedicated. I like Nikki. I like Nikki
Yes.
a lot. Let me just say that right off the bat. I love me some Nikki. I do agree with the judges in the fact that because she's such a strong woman and she's used to doing that wrestling and doing things on her own and doing her own choreography with the WWE, she has a hard time relinquishing that control to her partner. So the judges'
Right.
criticism with her with that was, let Artem take control. And it's going to be hard for her because, when you're a strong woman and you know who you are, it's really hard to relinquish that control because you feel kind of out of sorts when you do it. So
Right.
there's that. And then But I like her, and I like the fact that she dedicated the dance to her Nana.
That was cute.
That was so cute.
I loved this performance, actually, and this is what I love about this show, you guys, is the fact that you get to see, like, a totally different side of the celebrities. Like, every celebrity obviously comes onto Dancing with the Stars with some sort of reputation or some sort of persona and how we know them or recognize them. And for her, obviously, it's that she's just this tough chick that nobody wants to mess with, and she gets to come out and show this amazing, soft, elegant side, which was obviously a stretch for her. And I think that she did a great job. But I love seeing, like, the transition on the show and, like, just seeing different sides to celebrities. I think that's just it's my favorite part.
And I especially loved that she takes critiques. She is someone who takes it seriously.
Yes.
She didn't look down once, which, I mean, sometimes those things are hard to break, a habit like that.
Yeah.
And in a week, she wasn't looking down. Her shoulders
Right.
looked a little bit better. I will say she's so muscular, and there's so much tension here, I think, all the time from her, WWE stuff.
Totally.
That she does kind of have to loosen up a little bit. But I think we saw a totally different side in a week. I mean, that's
know.
pretty great.
Yeah, I agree
She
with
really
you. She
took
totally took the criticism.
the
Because
critiques.
her head, like, they told her to be sharp when she turns her head, and her head was turned, but her head was turned and she was looking down. So this week, her eyes were not looking down at all, and her head was totally in the right line and everything. So she,
Well, and she just
impressed.
she just looked like she knew what she was doing more so, because obviously anytime you're dancing and you're looking down, it sort of makes you come across like you're not as confident, or you don't know, which was weird for her of all people to sort of come across that way. You're like, what? That girl normally is like kicking everybody's ass. And then she comes out and is looking a little unsure. But this week, she just seemed to really, like, own the performance. And I think having the sentimental aspect of it being dedicated to her Nana probably made her a little bit more emotionally invested. And yeah, I thought it came together and was great.
she
Well,
was
and
like a fairy princess.
She was a fairy princess.
Yeah.
And Carrie-Ann said that she kind of learned to trust this week, and I thought that was 1,000% true, because, the first week she was very dominant still. She was kind of going off
Totally.
of what she knows, whipping him on the ground. But the second week she trusted him, and I think it worked out to her benefit. 21 out of 30. I think that was a little bit underscored. I thought she did a good job.
I thought she did better than 21 out of
I do
30.
too.
I think she should have got at least like 24, 25.
I think it's honestly kind of a little bit of a disadvantage at the beginning of every season of Dancing with the Stars when you have to perform first, or like towards the beginning of the show, because I think the judges just automatically kind of judge. They give lower scores because it's like you can't give someone, like a perfect score right off the bat, because then where do you go from there?
Not always, though. And I'll give you a little insight to that. When producers are planning shows, they always put the strongest performances up front and at the end. Always.
Yeah.
They always put the strongest performances at the front and at the end. So it just kind of depends on the dance and the music. Like, it's a multi-combination, I think, sometimes when people get scored low.
Yeah, that's true. But I think they always say that, like, in any contest, you never want to go first. You want to go more towards, like, the middle or the
I
end.
love going first. Let me get it over with.
Yeah, right? Right?
I'm a nervous wreck as it is. Let me just go first and get it over with and
but
kick
they
back.
always say that, though, with judging, though. It's like you never want to go first, because then they have nothing to have compared it to.
Or you
So.
can go first and be fantabulous, and everybody has to come up to where you are.
True. Well, one couple that I thought was fantabulous tonight was Lindsey, Sterling, and Mark. I love the creativity he brings to every performance. I loved her outfit. I loved everything about this performance. I think she's great.
Yeah, I like Lindsey and Mark. I do, and he is very creative. You can always count on Mark Ballas to bring something unique and fresh that you've never seen on Dancing with the Stars or on television in a dance competition. Period. He's always good for that. Always, always, always. Their dance was light. It was bright. It was fun. It was very entertaining. I was not feeling that costume though, and I was not feeling that costume, and I was not feeling that music, because it just, even though it was a quick step, it felt kind of slow. It felt a little slow to me.
It was a little bit slow.
But it was so, like, feminine and, like, ethereal, just like the theme. I don't know. I was obsessed with the wardrobe and, like, all this.
I loved the butterfly on her neck.
And then
that.
he had, like, a butterfly, too, in his bow tie.
I saw
bow
that.
tie. That was so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know, one thing that I thought was amazing too is I think that sometimes when couples come out, in the premiere and they're top of the leaderboard, they can sometimes be like a little confident going into like the next episode, and like maybe their energy isn't as good or something, but she seems like so in it to win it and really focused and competitive that you could tell that they just, even though they had one of the best performances of the night according to the judges from last week, they still like brought their A game and were amazing, and they didn't want to lower the bar. They just wanted to like bring their competitiveness, and I love watching Mark's creations and having it come to life.
But she's competitive. She's a musician.
Yeah.
She plays the violin, I believe, and she dances while she's playing the violin. So this is different. This is a complete step out of the box for her, because she's used to having that crutch or having that musical instrument and moving with that. Now she's moving with another person, and I'm sure that sometimes she's like, okay, what am I doing?
I know, but it doesn't seem like that at all. It's amazing. She just sort of, it seems like
it does seem effortless.
It seems really natural for her.
I think that both of them together was a really good pairing, because they're both so creative, and you see that they both kind of, add a lot to the performance individually.
Their energy is matched too. They're both kind of very hyper and very excitable, and
but very down to earth too.
Yeah, I like them together.
They're a cool vibe.
Yeah, I like them
We hop
together.
in from the booth, you guys.
Oh my gosh, we got a hopper.
Hey, we have Jeff.
And for those listening, I am a little sick right now, so please pardon my voice. But I've actually got to agree with Carla on this. I obviously love Mark and Lindsey. I think they're amazing, but I kind of felt like they were fighting the music this week. And I think it had to do with tempo. I really feel like in terms of the speed of a quick step, they were pushing toward the slower end. And it almost felt like they couldn't contain their manic energy within the tempo of the song. And I found it to be kind of distracting. So even though I love both of them and I love the concept, I kind of had problems with the way the choreography and the music gelled together. And I'd love to hear what people kind of in the comments think about that.
Well, I think that also, when you try to be so different, when you try to go outside of the box, and, that sometimes that means sacrificing one thing or another. It means sacrificing, maybe the tempo's not going to be great, but the costume's going to look good and the props are going to look good. It's kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, if you guys want to join in on the discussion,
Chime in, let us know what you think.
This was the other thing about that. In the beginning, they went from being caterpillars to becoming full-blown butterflies. And at first, I thought Lynn was going to have something to say about that, because he usually cannot stand it when there's a little bit of messing around before they start dancing. Like if it's like 5 counts of messing around or whatever, he's like, yeah, I didn't like that messing around at the beginning, but the dance was good. He's kind of crotchety like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It was fast.
It was quick.
But if it had been one more second longer, he would have said so. He would have said
nervous
something.
for him.
Yeah, I was getting nervous for them.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, do you guys want to move on to Barbara and Keto?
Yes.
Which kind of made this week, I liked her a lot more than I liked her last week.
I was thinking the same thing.
Last week I was like, oh man, she is a shark. She, she's dominant, and I was a little bit scared for Keto.
A little intense, yeah.
But this week I was like, oh, she's so cute. She cried, and I saw an article by somebody, I think ABC, that she had cried for like the first time in 25 years. Like, she doesn't cry. She's like usually very like stoic,
Composed,
keeps herself together because she's such a professional.
Well, you see that if you've ever watched her in Shark Tank. She's not the emotional one.
Yeah, no. And so I thought it was really sweet, and it was.
I love Barbara Corcoran. I love her on Shark Tank. I love the fact that she challenged herself and came to be a contestant on Dancing with the Stars, because that is out of her wheelhouse. It is not something that she's comfortable doing, but she made me uncomfortable when she kept flirting with Keo. I'm like, girl...
Yeah.
Bring it down, Cougar girl. Bring it down. She was like Cougar to the 100 power.
That just didn't seem like natural. It seemed so forced. Like it almost felt like she was kind of, someone told her, okay, you need to be more likable, so maybe you should flirt with Keo or something. Right. It just didn't seem genuine.
His face, though,
that's what I mean.
Was priceless.
But his face kind of like gave it away, because you could tell that, how like a lot of times when there's partnerships on Dancing with the Stars, they kind of flirt, and they kind of flirt it back and forth, and it's like sometimes it's awkward, but it's kind of funny because they're like both in it. This was awkward because he was like, wait, what's going on the whole time?
Right.
I know. Every time she said something, he's like, is she talking to me? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys see her hand last week?
What was her hand
it
doing?
was
It was
moving
in
in the
her
wrong
inner
direction.
thigh. It was in his inner thigh.
Oh, no.
I was like,
Lordy.
and the camera kept zooming, so you didn't actually see what was going on. I'm like, I need to see that
They might have
hand.
eliminated her on purpose because of sexual harassment. I'm just saying. Networks have those issues, honey.
Poor Keo.
I-
He always gets the women that just can't keep their hands off of him.
Well, he's so cute. But here's my question. Do you guys think that she tried to kind of use her humor as a crutch to kind of, to make, her seem more likable? She is, she says she struggled with being dyslexic and, she wanted to kind of take the attention away from, maybe not knowing everything and just kind of want to be the funny one. I don't know.
That's what I was saying. Like, I almost feel like she was like, oh, crap. She's smart, so she knows that she has to kind of come up with some angle to have people like her and vote for her. And she's probably amazing, so I don't want to make it sound like I think she's manipulative at all, but because she's probably not. She's just smart, and she's trying to come up with like an angle to be more likable. And I just felt like everything that she was doing tonight, like trying to be kind of coy and funny and flirty, just didn't come across real.
You know what? It was
know.
like a comedian being in a room and just telling one bomb after another. That's what it felt like tonight. It felt like every time she opened her mouth, she was just telling one bad joke after another. And I love, like I said when I first started talking, I love her, and I think she's lovable, and I think she's nice, and I think she probably was trying a little too hard, but I think at the core of her, she probably is kind of quirky and weird like that, and you either get her or you don't.
Right.
And I think a lot of America didn't get her, and that's why they didn't vote for her, and she got eliminated.
Well, when you're a mega star like that, and you have so much money, I feel like she's so powerful that it's kind of hard sometimes to relate. So
But her attitude was, I'm sorry.
Yes, her attitude was great.
But her attitude was great.
And she's also just, her comfort level, as we were just saying, she's used to being in such a different setting where, like, she's in charge, she's the boss, what she says goes. Being on Dancing with the Stars is, like, such a vulnerable place for her, I'm sure. Plus, she's the oldest contestant in the show. She's not as, like, hip and with it and knowing what, I don't know.
I hate that she went home first because of that. Because she's the oldest one. It made me like, man,
I don't think she
America.
went. No, let's be real now.
Well, I know.
She didn't go home because she was the oldest one. She went home because she was the worst one. Let's be real.
I guess you're right.
But she was bad. Come on.
Okay,
but she was
you
better.
Guys,
but
this week was better.
Yeah, and you know what? That always makes it's always hard. Dancing with the Stars is just like that show that just pulls on your heartstrings because you just want to root for everybody because you learn so much about every contestant on the show, and it's so personal. And I mean, it takes a lot of guts to go on the show and share what you went through as a child or all your different aspects to what makes you you. And for her, like, at least I love, so sorry, I'm losing my train of thought, but what I was going to say is, like, I love when, like, at least when someone gets eliminated, they get eliminated on a high.
Yes.
And, like, so even though she sort of went through this roller coaster of people weren't so hot on her, like, the first week, and she was a little intense, like, then you got to see a softer side, and then she had this amazing performance.
She
and so
did.
at least she got to sort of show various aspects to who she was and improve.
Well, she'll be back.
Yeah.
She'll be back when they have everybody back at the end, so we'll see her again.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say, I think that she did worlds better than her first perforance.
Totally.
So I thought I was.
Yeah.
I would be a little bit happy if I were her and go out on a note like that.
Yeah, because that
rather
first
than-
performance, she was the Rhythmless Nation for sure. I was like, Barbara, girl.
Part of the reason I was bummed to see her go is because I feel like Keo finally figured out how to choreograph for her.
Yes.
I know.
So it's always a bummer when you feel like the partnership finally clicks, and I can be kind of hard on Keo, as you guys who watch the show know, but I really feel like he did a great job featuring her this week and playing to her strengths. And
I
now we don't
agree.
get to see that anymore, which is a bummer.
I know.
Ditto.
That
I
is
feel
a bummer.
like that's kind of happened a couple times with him, like in the last couple seasons. He kind of, he always gets partnered with sort of like the more challenging older contestant where he has to kind of figure them out. And I think he's a really good teacher, but I think he always, I don't know, they must just think he can handle it or something.
I was saying that about, when we were watching the show, I was saying that about Tony Dovolani. Tony Dovolani, when he was the pro on the show, used to always get those people, the women that were a little older, that might be challenged picking up choreography. He was the one that got him. And so now that he's not on the
Yeah.
show anymore. Now
Right.
it's Keo. Poor baby. Sorry, Keo.
I think he
know.
figured it out, but it might have been a week too late.
But he did look really disappointed tonight.
He
He
did.
did. It
Because
looks
that's
like
a
they
bummer.
finally got
This
each
is like
other.
this is like the third or fourth season in a row that he's gone home during the
That's
first
what I'm
week.
saying. That's
He
what
went
I'm
home with
saying.
Shaka
I
Khan.
know.
He'd gone home with Barbara, and there were two other people whose names escape me at the moment. But yeah,
Well, even last season with Charo, I think it was
Charo.
after 2 or 3.
I think they purposely eliminated her though.
Yeah, well,
That's a whole nother
yeah,
conversation.
whole nother
that's a whole-
conversation.
yeah, mhm.
Okay, so sipping the tea. So next we have Nick Lachey and Peta doing the foxtrot. Mandy by Barry Manilow.
It was okay. I mean, it was pretty.
Mm-hmm.
They looked real pretty, and it was okay. It wasn't for me. That dance didn't it didn't have a lot of content to it. It was very kind of fluffy because of the song and the way they did the set and the costumes and everything. But it was good, and I don't know about y'all, but every time I look at him, I see his brother, Drew. Like, every time I look at him, I just see Drew. And I'm like, Drew used to come out and kill it every week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, Nick. You're not killing it every week like your brother. I don't know.
It's surprising that he's so nervous. I can see the nerves when he's backstage, when he's on stage. It's so funny because being from a boy band,
Right.
I guess they didn't dance in 98 Degrees, but
Yeah.
still, I mean,
Really? You think he seems nervous?
I feel like
Really?
Maybe
I don't
he's
know
nervous
why.
because of his wife.
I think that's what
Maybe
I was
because
going
his
to
wife
say.
is
He
there.
looks
I
nervous
think
to
that
me
he
all the time.
seems so much more focused on her. Like, I think he's kind
He's
of
distracted.
distracted by the fact
Yeah,
that his
maybe.
wife is on the show. But that's actually my favorite part of, like, him being on the show is, like, him and Vanessa's dynamic and just their interaction and how it kind of, like, ties together and the competitiveness in a very supportive, loving way, like, between the two of them, I think is, like, really cute and endearing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really big compliment coming from me because, you guys, I was the biggest Jessica and Nick fan. That
Oh, yeah.
show, Newlyweds, I was
Still,
like,
I'm still scarred.
I
so.
was like
don't wanna
pissed
talk
when they
about
got
it.
divorced. No, seriously. I was so pissed when they got divorced. That was like my favorite obsession reality TV show. I think I have all the DVDs, like back when you didn't even have DVDs of reality TV
I could
shows.
cry.
So anyway, but I was like, oh, I
Y'all
don't
are
want to
killing
like
me.
her. But I like her. I love his wife. I'm like obsessed with her. She's my favorite.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think I do have a little bit of PTSD from that experience, and
Girl,
that's
no,
why
not
I
PTSD.
can't. That's why I can't love
Yeah.
Vanessa, and I think that's why.
But
I think
that's
you
why
just
I'm like,
revealed
wait,
it.
whoa! I like totally did like a
Y'all
360.
cannot be hating on Vanessa. Vanessa's
No, I'm
beautiful.
obsessed. She's
with her
great.
now.
I am
was
too.
skeptical. Like, I was like, oh no, not them. She's not the original kind of thing. But I love.
She's not the original wife.
She's
Yeah.
not the original. No, I'm just kidding. But she's not. And anyway, but I love her, and I love.
I
their
do love
dynamic.
her now. I love her now, and I love that we get to see more of her. I
Yeah.
think that she's really great. One thing about Nick Lachey's performance that I just wanted to touch on because everybody saw it was that turning lift. Oh no!
Well, but it was a wardrobe
it was
malfunction,
but
wasn't it?
also I don't know.
That's what
it
she
was.
said. 'Cause so at
It was
the
a
end, did
wardrobe.
you guys
Something
see
happened with her dress.
Yeah, at the end when they end, so Peta was like mouthing to Nick. She was saying, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Which made
Was it her fault?
Yeah, because
Yeah, it was her dress.
high heel
But how
got
was
caught
it-
on her dress,
Oh.
which kind of messed up the timing
And so
of their
he was
turn.
picking her up to kind of shake the dress off of her shoe,
Yeah.
so that she could put her feet down.
Yeah, but it was just I was just so surprised that Peta made it so obvious because I feel like if she would have kind of just played it off a little better, I don't think we would have noticed.
You know,
as much.
Peta
I
has
don't
got
know,
mommy
though.
brain. Peta is a brand new mommy.
Oh,
and
girl, I totally
I'm
get
just
that. Are you
saying,
kidding?
she's to her defense, she's a brand new mommy. She probably got mommy brain, and she probably was not thinking as sharply as she would have been
I'm
had she not had a
sure.
kid. So
No,
Good
there's
point.
that.
Good point.
100,000,000% because I'm a mom and my son just turned 2 and I still have mom brain, so I totally get it. But I literally I was just surprised because normally she's like, you know, so just like
Very
professional and
focused.
focused and on point. And I think I think that just speaks to like how much she obviously cares about this partnership between her and Nick. I think that she just really wants him to be successful, and so I just think she just felt really bad because she felt like it was her fault. But I loved what she was wearing.
And I
by the
think
way.
that they
her
also
dress.
I think
It's
that
incredible.
she also has the distraction thing going on
With
because
her husband.
with her husband
Yeah.
being there.
Yeah.
You know, this it's a distraction. Like especially when you're dance pros like they are, you're competitive with people that you're not married to.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with somebody that you are married to? And then there's that thing of, okay, well, we met while we were dancing. Is he going to fall for her, or am I going to fall? You know what I mean? There's a whole
really?
bunch.
Do you think that's like that's?
Oh,
a
yes.
thing?
Not yet.
Not with these two couples, I don't think. But
You're probably right. I mean,
Not
But no,
yet.
I think that
I'm just
happens in
saying.
dance shows.
Showmances happen all the time.
That's
Lordy.
so true. You're
Showmances
so,
happen all the time.
Showman.
Especially on Dancing with the Stars. They
Yeah.
have a history of that.
I
You're
mean,
so
think
tr-
about
you're so
how
right.
intimate those dances are. Like, how could it not happen?
How can you not be doing a tango or a rumba with somebody and not want to rumba with them someplace else? You know what I'm saying?
Whoa,
I mean, there's
look out
that.
for her.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
kidding.
just saying.
I love you.
And then
That's
there's
awesome.
that.
And then
No, I
there's
agree.
that. I think that's
No, I agree. But
you
you know what? I think that it's sort of safer for like the fact that like they're both with each other's spouses because they're keeping everyone in check. It's like
Right. What time are you done with rehearsal?
Yeah.
Because we're all meeting up. Okay.
Oh, exactly. It doesn't take longer than that because I'm doing the same thing. Yeah.
Right.
But okay, I had a question too about some of the judging feedback. So Len's comment about put a stick in it, Nick. What does that mean? Was he talking about his posture?
I think posture because he said that he was too fragile.
Oh.
So I think
Too loosey goosey.
yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm
Everyone
wrong,
was-
group chat, but I think that's what he means is, keep
Yes.
it very, keep it more.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna
Together.
need you to clarify.
See, but I thought that they'd said that he looked like they wanted him to loosen up. from
Right,
last
his
week.
shoulders, his shoulders
So that's
still
why I was
needed.
confused. I'm like, well, I thought that they wanted him to loosen up, and then now he's telling him to stiffen up by putting a stick in it. Len, you're confusing us. Clear this up.
I kind of think Len was just saying, like, bring something more to it.
Oh, okay.
And, like, he'll do those rhyming things all the time. But I think, like, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
All night the judges were critiquing all the dancers on their fluidity of lines.
Right.
That's
And
true.
I feel like if anyone should have been critiqued on this, it was Nick, and they didn't bring it up. But I
Yeah.
really feel like he's hitting the moves. He's obviously musical. He understands
Yeah.
musicality because he's a professional musician. But there's not much fluidity or transitional grace between his movements. Which to me,
I
like, if
agree.
he can just let go and kind of just put more fluidity in what he's doing, we'll see so much more improved, like, ballroom dancing.
I think you're right. Yeah, the transitions, I think, are what really bring him down because he's still
It's not fluid,
a little
it's very stiff, yeah.
moving through the transitions. So if he can just, you're right,
I agree
Jeff,
with
just
that.
take a breath,
Yeah.
moving through, I think that would really
He
help.
needs to stop lifting weights and start doing yoga,
There you go.
right?
Let's
Not
send
be
in a
so
note.
buff.
And I'm sipping.
And we're sipping, and we're moving on to Drew Scott and Emma Slater doing the quick step. So Drew was hurt in rehearsal, but I think he had a great
right.
performance.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think you could tell that he was injured at all. You know,
couldn't
obviously
tell.
watching the, little preview, I was like, oh no, that's a bummer because he already has some things
But
stacked
didn't I
against
tell you?
him.
Didn't I tell you whenever they I watch Dance with the Stars so much I can always tell with the packages how it's gonna go. Whenever they show the rehearsal, in the package, it's like something not good is about to go down.
The
And so
dress
I
rehearsal.
said, I'm like, watch, he's about to hurt himself. And then he was like, ow, ow, ow. I'm like, okay, see, knew it. But you're
That's
right. You
true.
couldn't tell. You couldn't tell that he had that. I think it was his hamstring. Or was
Yeah,
it,
he pulled his hamstring or something.
you couldn't tell that he had an injury, but I agree with the judges with the fact that he's so tall and lanky that he needs to figure out what to do with his arms and legs. And again, sometimes when I'm talking and critiquing about the show, I forget that a lot of times these people that come on Dancing with the Stars, some of them have never danced at all.
Yeah.
And some of them have little dance experience, but they're not aware of all the technicality that goes into it.
Right.
So the fact that this dude is building houses and has decided that he's going to challenge himself by learning how to dance before he gets married, because
Yeah.
I think he said he was engaged, right?
Yeah, he
Yes.
said he was getting married in like a year.
Yeah, so he's trying to learn how to do that first dance properly with his
Good for
wife
him.
or fiance.
cute.
And I think that's admirable. But having said all of that, I'm going to need him to get in the mirror with a stick and get them arms out, boo, straight.
I think it's tough though because Emma is little. She's shorter.
I know the height
much
difference
shorter.
is kind of insane.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it's tough when you're so lanky, but you want to stay attached to your partner.
Well, and also, like, if you're that tall, and you also in dance, as we know, it's so important to have really good posture. So it's, like, awkward. I mean, we don't, like, he's going to be long and tall if he's having good posture. Like, we don't want him to be, like, stiff and hunched up. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is the thing. If he just concentrates on straightening his legs, if he can lock his knees and straighten his legs a little bit more, and then lock his elbows to straighten his arms, maybe he's scared. Maybe he's scared
gonna take her out.
Right? Maybe he's scared in locking his arms. He's gonna like take her out and like do a karate chop across her neck or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if he does that, then after a while he won't think about it anymore. It'll just be, you know, normal for him to stick his arms and lock them and lock up his knees when he's walking, and to dance on the ball, roll through his foot and dance on the ball of his foot, as opposed to, you know, monster stepping.
Yeah. I for sure thought that this was like the biggest improvement from last week.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it wasn't good the first week, and I mean, he just had like really great showmanship, and he seemed way more confident. And I mean, I have a soft spot for any like old Hollywood themed performance anyway, because I love that sort of thing. But I just thought that it was fun to watch. Whereas like the first week, it was a little hard to watch because it just wasn't that great.
And
But
he's
a little
another one with a
clumsy.
great attitude, too.
Right.
His
Okay, you
attitude's
guys,
great.
we got 15 minutes left, so
all
we're
right, let's go.
speeding through the rest.
All right.
Okay, so Vanessa and Max, Foxtrot, hit me with the hot note. I thought I wasn't as obsessed with it as everybody else was.
Okay, favorite performance of the night.
Okay,
her dress. I want
dress
that
was
in
great.
my size. Amazing. But seriously though, I'm obsessed with her and like Max. They're so fun to watch, and I just think she's captivating, and I love how emotional she is, because I'm sort of like that too, all over the place emotionally. But seriously though, she's just like, she brings so much personality into her performance that she's just so fun to watch.
You know what? Again, this is somebody who's a mom.
Right.
She's a new mom. Homegirl is just like, she's just glad to get out of the house.
Right.
So she's like, I get to dress up and put some makeup on and let somebody do my hair, and I get to dance too with somebody that's hot, and then go home with somebody that's hot. Which is exactly what she said on the show.
I know.
She is living her fantasy life right now.
Yeah, and she really did have a standout performance of the night.
But
Yeah.
she really did. But it was also really good. I mean, I thought that she just, seemed like she just owned the stage. And
Carrie
her-
Ann called her liquid gold.
yeah,
Liquid Gold, I think I would agree. Okay, another
I think
person.
if we're talking about fluidity, this was the dance of the night. Like, I think all the dancers who are struggling with a smooth, fluid dance with solid transitions should watch her.
Yeah.
I would say even more than Lindsey Sterling and Jordan. I think she had the most completely, consistently fluid dance of the night. She looked the most like a dancer to me of all the dances tonight.
I totally agree. Absolutely.
did look great.
Hands down.
You know who else I think looked great was Frankie Muniz
Yes.
and Whitney
Yes.
doing the tango.
Yes.
His back has been broken, so he's been in some pain, but I thought he did a great job.
He did a wonderful job. Lynn made the comment about him being a little too over aggressive in doing the tango, which
What do you think?
it's hard not to be, because it's the freaking tango. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's all about sharp and staccato movements. But so there's that. And then I love the fact that Carrie Ann made that comment about she thought that Whitney was going to be a little too fiery for him, but they kind of match each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how this couple in particular unfolds throughout the season, because they seem to be a good match for each other.
Totally. Yeah, I think they're definitely a great partnership. And I also think that Len is sort of harder on the people that he thinks can really take it to the next level. And I think this is an example of Len kind of being extra critical of someone who has the potential to really be a front runner, because I think he's a great dancer. They have a really strong partnership. I thought he did an amazing tango. It was, to like a more modern song, not like a very traditional tango performance, but amazing. And I love him.
Okay, so amazing. I loved the performance too. But Terrell Owens and Cheryl, what did you guys think? Foxtrot, was it too hot? I thought it was great, but was it too hot for ballroom night? That's the debate.
Lynn said it was a little too raunchy. That last move made it a little raunchy.
Oh, I loved it though.
That last
like
move
Magic
was
Mike.
Like I felt
Yeah, it
like, and
was.
I think I
Yeah.
said this to y'all. I felt like they were having a private moment at a club that we needed not to be watching. That's what it felt like. I felt like they were in that little after room at the club in the dark in the corner somewhere. But and I love the fact that Bruno called it a sex trot instead of a foxtrot.
Right.
That
was
made
hilarious.
me laugh out loud.
I mean, honestly, I think overall it was pretty good. I mean, there has to be like one performance like every time, especially in the beginning, that's like overly sexual. I feel like that's like part of the show. It's like which partner is gonna like come out with something crazy, and obviously it was him. But also I think it's funny to like watch just his like personal struggle of just like he's so used to, like we were saying, being the best athlete on the field and the best at everything he does, and he literally, I think, is struggling with the fact that this is hard. But I think that that's so relatable to people watching, and so it's fun to watch.
Yeah, he even remember when he clowned Barbara Corcoran. He's
Yeah.
like, surely I can do better than Barbara. And then she got kicked off. He must feel like crap
Right,
right now.
well, he was in the bottom too, so
Yeah,
you
you better
know,
watch out,
Terrell,
buddy.
you better watch it, man.
Karma's
Okay,
real.
so Sasha and Gleb doing the Viennese waltz. I think she's got a lot of pressure because did you see her parents doing
Her
those
parents
moves?
were
I know, that sucks.
awesome.
Oh my
That
gosh, how
Her
amazing!
parents were awesome, but I like her. I like the fact that I think out of all 25 seasons of Dancing with the Stars, the only other person that I can think of that was a little Zoftig was Kirstie Alley. That's the only other person I can think of that has been on there that was a little, not a size 2, for lack
Amber
of a better way
Riley
to say
too,
it.
we can't forget, because she's
Oh, yeah.
so
Who?
good.
Amber Riley.
Oh yeah.
And Sabrina Bryant too.
And
She's
Sabrina,
kick-ass, yeah.
but
Yeah.
but Kirstie was a little bit heavier than her, but okay. But I like her. I like her a lot, and I would like to see her do well. And she got better scores this week than she did last week. Last week she got a
did.
bunch of 6s, right?
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
she did better this week.
I don't know. I kind of thought it was overscored, to be honest. Yeah.
I definitely agree. By the way, I definitely
Yeah,
agree.
I don't
Wow.
know. I mean, I thought it was okay, but I think for someone that's, used to performing and is an actress, like, I'm so surprised that she isn't a little bit more, like, engaged with her performances and can't, like, turn it on when they were talking about, like, learning her ballroom face and, like, how she needs to kind of connect the two. Like, I think she definitely made an improvement in doing that from last week, but she just seems like not fully engaged quite yet, and
I think she's nervous. I think she's
too.
another nervous one.
Me too.
Who I don't think is nervous is Victoria and Val doing the tango. That was a tearjerker, that whole thing. When she said, I was really glad I lived, my gosh. And her
she
parents
only
crying.
she just started being
insane.
able to walk 2 years ago, she said.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
and she's like, quick,
And her
it's
lines,
packed.
this is the thing that freaks me out about her. It freaks me out and I'm fascinated all at the same time. Her lines are ridiculous. So I'm like, how is she doing a fan kick when you have to engage your hips to do that and she can't feel her legs? I'm fascinated by that.
It's incredible.
Probably because of all like the rehabilitation that she had to do. I bet she just has like amazing core strength and like athleticism to like for anyone to be able to recover like that and then get out on the dance floor and perform like that. She is like one athletic cookie and determined as heck.
And sassy.
And sad.
Look what you made me
that
do.
was-
Oh,
First of all, I
sassy
love
Val.
that song, how fun that she got
love
that. But
Val
I
in
love
that
that whole
song.
performance, and I'm obsessed with her. Her and
love her.
Vanessa, those are my two favorites for the
love
night.
her.
Okay, so Derek Fisher and Sharna doing the foxtrot. I thought the mom was adorable. Derek's mom.
I love his
so
mommy.
cute.
She was hilarious, and she's so she's so critical. But this
I
is
was
what I
gonna
want
say
to
she was high, and I was like,
Oh no! I wasn't gonna say she was high, but hilarious. But this is one thing I want to say about Dancing with the Stars when there's black people on there. Speaking as a black person, so whenever there's a black person on Dance with the Stars, they always, Lynn in particular, is always like, your bum is sticking out. Let me tell you something, Lynn. If you watching this, every black person's butt sticks out. That's what a black person's booty does. It's not like we can slice it off and put it in a box and bring it back out when we want to. So there's that. So I hate
drop.
the fact.
Mic drop. Yes,
Boom.
you're for
I hate
real.
the fact that they always say that. And there's some black people on there that didn't have a butt. Like Layla Ali don't have no butt, but yet he was like, you need to tuck in your bum. There's no bum to tuck in, honey. So there's that. But I like him. And I like the fact that he's really light on his feet. I like the fact that he has a lot of energy. I like the basketball routine from last week because it's really
Loved
hard
it.
to bounce a basketball and dance at the same time.
Yeah.
And I need for his mama to be there every week with
So
commentary.
cute. So cute.
Yeah, so cute. No,
I feel like I'm so charmed by him. Like,
I was gonna say that.
I feel like he's being underscored, and maybe it's
Me
because I like
too.
him so
Yes.
much, but
I agree.
I would go as far as to argue he's the most charismatic dancer. On
Yes.
the show.
I agree.
And he's got a
Yeah.
great character. He's
Yes.
got a great performance.
And
He cares
rhythm.
about he cares about his partner.
Yes.
He's
He
got a
is
good
really
work
great.
ethic too. Good
Yeah.
work ethic.
Especially for someone coming from the NBA. I mean, like, he just transitioned
Right.
so beautifully to the ballroom.
And the
like,
facials.
yeah, brought like
I mean,
this
he did it.
romance. And he was
Yeah.
kind of almost like wooing his partner. I didn't see that coming.
And it don't hurt that
Yeah.
he's easy on the eyes either.
He
Yes, I am.
is.
Cutie.
Okay, so our final couple of the night, Jordan Fisher and Lindsey Arnold.
I love Jordan.
They are so cute.
I love Jordan.
What a cute couple.
I think they are the bomb. They got a standing O. I think they were besides Victoria, they were probably the only other standing O of the night.
True.
Lynn again criticized that their movement was too sharp in the Viennese waltz, which the Viennese waltz and any waltz in any dance in that line has to be needs to have a little fluidity to it. So I agree with him about that. But he did call Jordan a terrific dancer, so at least he gave him that. So
Right.
I think they're going to do well. I think they're probably going to end up in the top three.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this is another example of Len being extra critical of someone who I think he thinks has the potential to be a front runner. And I think that's where his feedback kind of comes from. But I thought it was overall a great performance.
Amazing. Yeah, I think all the performances were really great tonight. So as we wrap up, we just want to let you guys know that the support for this podcast comes from ABC, presenting the new drama, The Good Doctor. It looks so great. From
Yes.
David Shore, the creator of House, which, what an incredible show.
Yep. And it's about a young doctor that has autism and savant syndrome, which is an amazing combination for a doctor to have, and will use his extraordinary genius to save lives and challenge the skepticism of his colleagues, which, they're probably like, really? is one of the fall's most anticipated new shows on ABC. Is starring Freddie Highmore and Richard Schiff, which we know him from LA Law. And The Good Doctor premieres tonight with new episodes Mondays at 10, 9 Central on ABC. And, yes, applause. Thank you. I read that very well, didn't I?
Good job, girl.
Thank you. Pat.
We are so excited to see that. I'm really excited to see that one. It looks really great.
Yeah, it looks really
Amazing.
awesome. Yeah.
So, and then we saw Barbara go home, which was sad.
It was sad, but,
But it was
I'm
a
not
little
gonna,
bit anticipated.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to miss her, sexually harassing Keo every week. So there's that.
Well,
Yeah, it
thank
was more
you
like,
guys.
we felt bad for Keo, but.
Yeah, but hey. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys for being in the comment section. Be sure to join us next week. I am Tiege Dooley-Panko. You guys can find me at TiegDP pretty much everywhere. And here are these lovely ladies.
I am Carla Renatta. You can find me on Twitter and IG at The Curvy Critic. And
Hey guys, tune in next week. I'm Turnure. You can find me on all social media platforms at Turnure.
Amazing. And if we didn't get to anything, put it in the comment section. We'll reply.
okay.
See you guys.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
It's worse when
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com.